Welcome back to Wall Again, where passion meets music, and in this video I'm going to be reviewing the latest album by the Swedish metal band Ghost. The album is called Skeleta and it was released in April of 2025. So of course Ghost was the brainchild of Tobias Forge. He goes under different names for each album. On this particular album his name is Papa the Fifth Perpetua, and he also has a group of nameless ghouls who are essentially his band. These are anonymous musicians who come into the studio and record the songs, but also go on tour with Tobias as a part of Ghost. Now, he's had a revolving door of musicians, and he's had some legal troubles with some musicians that played on the earlier albums, and as a result his name was released into the media, and there was a whole series of lawsuits and suing and counter-suing and all sorts of things happening. So not going to dive into that detail here. I'm going to look at this album on this one. But what Ghost has actually started doing, or Tobias has started doing in recent albums, is he's bringing in session players to play on these albums, and some of them are actually quite notable other bands, other metal bands, shall we say. So on this particular album, there is special appearances from Fredrik Akerson, and he is from the band Opeth. So a brilliant lead guitar player, and he plays lead guitar on tracks 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8 and 9. So basically 99% of the album Fredrik is featured on, and he's a great guitar player. It also features vocals by backing vocals by Tove Burman, and there's also some other credits here as well. The production on the album is by a guy called Gene Walker, and that's pretty much all the information we get on the sleeve. We don't obviously hear who plays drums or who plays rhythm guitar or bass on the album because they are nameless ghouls. But back to the music on this. I think this is a fantastic album. Okay, I know that Ghost have moved into a more mainstream direction with the last two albums. The previous one, Impera, I think it was released in 2022. Of course, this one, Skeleta, 2025. They are a departure from the previous style that Ghost had. Going more down a kind of an 80s classic rock route, I would say. Bands like Def Leppard, Whitesnake, maybe even Foreigner, Boston Journey, that kind of a vibe. I think they're really going down the melodic AOR route, and it's working really well, to be honest with you. I think this album sounds absolutely fantastic. The songwriting is really good, the arrangements are brilliant, and the guitar playing in particular is fantastic. Even that aside, the drums are amazing, and the production is super clean, super pristine. I think this is one of the best produced albums of the year so far, in my opinion. Really sounds good. Crisp, well balanced, well EQ'd, well mastered, and there is a place and a pocket for everything that's been showcased here, and there's a lot being showcased. We've got choirs, we've got string sections, we've got multiple layered guitars, keyboards, synths. As I said, the drums sound spectacular as well. There's also vocal harmonies, there's backing vocals, multi-layered vocals. It's fantastic. It really is a fantastic piece of production on this album alone. But what do the songs actually sound like? So again, like as I say, Ghost are going down this route of 80s classic rock is what I would call it, and a lot of songs have very memorable hooks. So that is one thing I noticed on this album. They're really trying to write songs that are memorable, songs that people can hum. The lyrics and the melody and the structure of the melody are very easy to remember. Not saying they're not complex. Sometimes they are quite complex, and Tobias is a fantastic musician. He has that in his arsenal. Like, there's elements of this album which, in my opinion, have sections or sections of songs that fit into the prog rock genre. But for the main body of the album, we're just talking classic rock here. We're just talking, like, think of Journey or any of those classic rock bands from the 80s. AOR, melodic, whatever you want to call it. It's memorable, it's catchy, and it's something that sticks in your head. So just running through the album, starts off with Peacefield, which is starts off really eerily with like the choir in the church, and then it breaks into this classic rock song. Absolutely love it. Great guitar soloing as well. Vocals by Tobias are fantastic in this. And then there's the big single then, number 2. This is the song they performed on Jimmy Fallon a couple of weeks ago, and it's called La Crima. So that is an amazing song. Really brilliant hooks in this one, and you know, absolutely fantastic delivery from Tobias as usual. But yeah, they played this in Jimmy Fallon, and to be honest, it was absolutely pristine. You know, whoever was mixing and EQing the live sound for Ghost that night deserves serious credit, because it just sounded absolutely amazing. If you get a chance, check it up on YouTube, but make sure you're wearing good headphones, not just earbuds, good headphones when you're listening to it. But the production is outstanding on that live performance, so definitely worth checking out. But that's a great song, got great hooks in that one as well. Then Satan Eyes, which is another good song, another very hooky song. And then we go into a song called Guiding Lights, which is a little slower, but again, it's like an epic rock track, kind of like a ballad, but absolutely brilliant. Wouldn't be out of place in the 80s if this song was released in the 80s. Then in my opinion, the album takes a little bit of a dip, not too much of a dip, for about 3 or 4 songs, but it ends with a fantastic song called Umbra, which is the second last song. And then it goes into Excelsis, and within that song Umbra is this section that I'm talking about. Has fantastic prog rock. We're talking keyboards, we're talking layered guitars, we're talking like this song, I think it's well over 6 minutes. It's an absolute epic, so it's definitely worth checking out. But in my opinion, this album is fantastic. Probably sitting at about a 7.5 out of 10. I don't think the songwriting is as strong as what Ghost had on previous albums, but the production is certainly there, the musicianship is there, and as I said, the hooks are certainly there. It's definitely a brilliant classic rock album, and one of the albums of the year in my opinion. So in my opinion, 7.5 out of 10. Let me know in the comments below what you think of this album, the latest album from Ghost. It's called Skeleta. If you haven't heard of Ghost before and you like classic rock, I would encourage you to go and pick up 1 or 2 of their albums, or even stream them on Spotify or look at them on YouTube. They are a great band. If you get past all the imagery and the masks, the music is fantastic. And it wasn't something that pulled me in. The masks, that wasn't something that pulled me into the band initially. Like I understand they have artistic direction and imagery, but for me it was all about the music, and the music is just fantastic. That's how I got sucked into Ghost, So let me know in the comments below what you think of the album, or if you're interested in getting into them, go listen to them, come back, watch this video, and then leave it in the comments what you thought of them. I would love to hear your opinion. If you liked the video, hit the like button, and if you could also subscribe, greatly helps out the channel, and I greatly appreciate it. And I will talk to you on the next one. Bye for now.